Sunday marks the end of an era for Servco when Mark Fukunaga steps down as CEO, handing over the reins of the company that his grandfather founded more than 100 years ago. I had a chance to talk story with Mark about why he's stepping down as CEO and what's next for Servco. Plus, he also spoke about his daughter and shared his words of wisdom. This is part 2 of the Servco story, which you'll see only on KITV4. This is what comes to mind when we think of Servco. But this successful company actually started from humble beginnings in 1919, when former plantation worker and immigrant Peter Fukunaga opened a 2-car repair garage on Oahu's North Shore. His grandson, Mark Fukunaga, took over as CEO in 1994 and helped pave the way, creating what's now Hawaii's largest private company. What made you decide to take a step back from your day-to-day role as CEO, and what are you planning to do?
Oh, it was time. I mean, I've been in the seat 29 years as CEO, so that's a really long run. Most people would say that's way too long as a CEO. I've had fun. I think you always have to think about other people who want to grow, and I think if there's a theme about Servco, it's around growth. My grandfather used to say, you either grow or you die. And so if you just stay in the same place, you're dying because everyone else is growing.
On October 1st, Peter Dames will become Servco's president and CEO, stepping up from his current role as executive vice president. But Mark isn't leaving the company. He'll transition to executive chair of the Servco board, focusing on the company's growth initiatives. Mark has one child, Emily Fukunaga. Did you encourage your daughter to join the business, or did she want to join on her own?
I probably did everything to not encourage her to join because I always felt pressure.
Emily joined Servco in March after getting her MBA and working at a couple other places on the mainland and in Hong Kong.
I'm incredibly proud of her. She's joined our auto distribution area.
Mark's younger cousin, Peter Fukunaga, also works for Servco. Do you think that they might one day become CEO?
I think it's up to our board. I mean, we run ourselves like a private company. The family owns a lot of the shares, but it's really delegated decision-making, final decision-making to the board. But we have this rule in the family, anti-nepotism rule, so you can't join Servco until you've worked on the outside and been promoted twice, or have a position of greater responsibility twice. So basically, because family business, this is a real tough one for family businesses, and you never, ever, for all kinds of reasons, want to end up firing a family member because you have to see them at Christmas. It gets really uncomfortable.
It's a road many family businesses cross. His advice?
Whatever you do, never join a business a family business out of a sense of obligation. Should only join it if you see it as an opportunity. And I think that's actually a problem with most family businesses that characterize it as an obligation when in reality, and if you're really doing it right by your kids, it should be an opportunity.
What would you say is the secret to success?
Well, gosh, I don't know. Geez, if I knew that, I'd be way more successful. I think you've got to have a really objective view of yourself. And you get to that by having really good people as supporters and friends.
Because people make up the engine that keeps the business running.
You've got to make sure you've got really good people that you're working with, and then you've got to be really open to, you got to have the confidence to take in a lot of criticism, constructive criticism, and be willing to change and adapt.
And go the extra mile on the road less traveled. Fascinating. Yes, it's so great talking with him and hearing his thoughts, and he really took this company, this family business, to become one of the most successful companies in Hawaii, and
it's really great to hear what he has to say.
And he's funny too.
He is.
Firing your family members.
Sometimes self-deprecating, but he's really great to talk to.
Oh, what a bang-up job.
Yeah.
So now what?
And once this transition to his new role, Mark, he may have some time for his hobbies. So he likes traveling, he likes cooking. He's a really great cook, believe it or not. Yeah, and doing martial arts, and he also plays the guitar. So I don't know where he finds all the time to do this, but now he'll have more time.
Okay.
And you can find this story and the one I also did yesterday on the history of Servco and its founder, Peter Fukunaga, on our website, kitv.com. Just search for Servco.